bitch, I promise all my niggas gon' ride.
Alright, so we are currently in Bali, Indonesia. I've been here for a week and a half, 2 weeks now. Here for a few more days and then flying to Japan. But yeah, past few days haven't been able to work as much, but feel heavily in the trenches right now since performance on the brand is down. We went from like doing 30K per day to a few grand per day with awful ROAS, and really just focusing on making more creatives. Have a creative strategist on the team now. He's starting to make ads, and none of his ads have been launched live in the account yet, so I haven't been able to see how they perform just yet. But excited to have them like go live and see how it goes. But I also think that I might start just testing new products as well within the brand, because it really doesn't take too much time. Before when performance was really good, I was like, I want to fully focus on this. But now with kind of lower performance, I'm like, it doesn't hurt to diversify and have another product or two that's running it up. So in case this does happen, we're still bringing in money to pay the employees, to pay the other expenses and so forth. Like it is, oh, they have food. One sec. But yeah, it is a pretty quick and easy process, and plus I'm getting a bit more of my time back now since we have a creative strategist, so I'm gonna start doing that when I'm back. And it's fucked up because I'm here, I'm traveling, but I'm also like, you know, I look forward to being back and doing work. I need to be a little better at being present and enjoying the present, and when I'm not doing work, not constantly be like thinking about work. Anyways, time to sleep and then work.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Behind the scenes. I love how like I just randomly learned about cinematography before I even started doing content. If I started doing content now with like where the business currently is, like I don't think I would have taken the time to like learn how to actually properly set all this up. But now, hey, it's a lifelong skill. You guys are about to see how big of a difference this makes. Hope the difference is evident in quality now. I have not set up these cameras in a while. Not gonna lie, I've been slacking. And that's why I wanted to set these up and talk. I've been doing a pretty shit job with content. I just reviewed like each week, each video I make. My editor, Michael, he goes through all the clips, he edits the videos, sends them over for review, and of course, like I watch it each week. And when I watch the videos, I get a lot of joy through watching it and like seeing that previous week and seeing the content. Like I genuinely really enjoy like watching that content. But I feel like recently, like the recording part of content, like I just want to be fully honest, like it's been really tough because the business, like it's scaled up a lot recently. And it's just been like very demanding, and like I've been wanting to give it my full focus. And the reality of things is when you have all these other things that you're managing, businesses for instance, you're not only splitting your time and able to dedicate less time to each of the businesses, but you're splitting your energy. And like that is a very important realization that I had, is that like it's not only a time thing when you have different just commitments in your life, but it's also an energy thing. If you have too many things taking your energy and too many things you're giving energy to, then you're not going to be able to do those things as well, because each thing you give energy to is just draining. And I don't know, that's why it's been a bit hard for me content-wise, is I've been giving so much time and energy to e-commerce as it's been doing much better, and I just want to build a momentum, and recently actually it's been doing much worse. So I'm trying to give more energy to it to bring it back. So content's been suffering as a result. And I don't know, because like I watch the weekly video and I get excited. I'm like, I wanna rip this. I wanna continue doing it. But like, I don't know, then I just forget to record and I don't dedicate the time or energy. And like things that I don't want it to be a thing that turns into like a chore or something I feel like I have to do. Like I feel like this is like something that should be enjoyable and creative outlet. And I feel like more so recently, like it just turned a little bit more into something I have to do. Like at the end of each day, I'm like, oh, I need to record a clip for YouTube. And like, I don't want it to be like that. So I don't know. I need to figure out how to improve and better balance this, or honestly, like I hate to say it, maybe put it on pause for a little. But like the things that like I love to document this and share, like I love the thought and idea of it. I just have been doing the best job executing it. But I do believe there's a way to do it where it doesn't require too much time and energy. So I just need to figure that out, because I think there's a lot to share. Anyways, that aside, very exciting thing happened today. Have a brand, we've been running it for a year and a half. Finally got the books in place, the P&Ls, the balance sheets, etc. And getting it listed for sale. Hopefully, knock on wood, we'll be exiting our first business soon. We'll see how it goes. I have bigger opportunities I want to focus on. Like this brand, it's been bringing in like fairly consistent money, but like I just, again, time and energy thing. Don't want another thing to worry about and focus on. I think there are other things that are more scalable. I just want to exit this and focus on bigger opportunities. So big things to come. Anyways, we're going out tonight and I'm running late. Should probably get ready. So currently in Japan, my checkout is in 40 minutes. Do not have a gym anywhere nearby, but I do a quick workout in the room. As I've been traveling, I feel like I haven't been able to like work out as much, so let's get it.
Yeah, scared of success once my prefrontal cortex develop. Perfectly good opportunities feel like a setup.
Workout is officially done. Now it's time to do some work, and if we have time, explore Osaka a bit because we're leaving today. But I also have like a lot I need to catch up on it too.
That's fine. Roll up, hit the woods, past time.
So it has been a little bit. Been in Japan. Yesterday was like my first real day doing work since Osaka, like when I recorded that last clip. And between then, just been eating a lot, did a little bit of sightseeing, and we had like a brutal night out where we ended up at a sushi market at 6 a.m. and then knocked out and had to check out bright and early the next day. But I leave today, I'm actually like checking out right now. Like I have to check out right after recording this clip. I think we're actually running late, but it's a little bittersweet. And I was in the gym and I noticed a kind of common theme within myself when it comes to like life and also work, where like when I'm working, I look forward to these trips and like I think about these trips and traveling. I'm like, I'm excited to go to Japan, do these things and so forth. When I'm on these trips, when I'm like physically in a different country, doing these different things, etc., I'm like always thinking about work and always like looking forward to work and being like, I should be working right now. And then like near the end of the trip, I'm like a little sad to go because I feel like I just started to take full advantage of it. Because like while I was physically in these locations, like I wasn't fully present because I was thinking about work. And that's like kind of a sad way to live life, like never being present and like fully there, whether it be for work or travel. And I think that might just be very common in people who want more out of life, like always pushing and striving for more. But I think that's something that like I personally need to work on, is also like still having that, still striving and wanting more and like looking towards the future, but like having the ability to just like be present and like fully present, even within the work. I think there's a beauty in being able to be like fully present and like even on the hard times, even when work is really difficult, like be able to be present to that and like find joy in it. And like also another thing is I kind of think to these trips and I'm like, I have to balance a lot of work, I still have to do a lot of work, so forth. And then I look to the future, I'm like, when I have a very successful business, I'm not gonna have to do this, I'm gonna be able to be a lot more present. But like, is that like fully true? Like, I'm like, if I have this trend now where I'm always thinking about work and I'm always doing work when I travel and I don't really give myself time off, then is it really going to be true that I'm going to be able to disconnect when I have a more successful business? I think that you have the ability to do so since you have the team and the systems. But when I have that bigger business, I might have more freedom to disconnect, but mentally I might not be able to. So it's just something, I don't know, I might like literally read a book on being present. Interesting concept. I also think in Japan, I love how like when I look to like elder Japanese men, I just think about their ability to be present and like not in a rush, like just enjoying life. So I think there's a lot to learn from that. But again, it's a fine balance, and I feel like having that ambition, like wanting so much out of life, kind of leads you to have less of that side of things. Anyways, definitely late to check out, definitely late to lunch, need to run. So you guys, I don't know, hopefully I'll remember to pick up the camera later today.
Crash time. I'm just waiting.
Yo, bro, where's your pick, bro?
Last time. Hold up, you said that the last time. I'm stuck in this mud. You see the dirt.
I have a full body massage chair at the airport lounge. I've never seen this before. This is sick. All right, now it is shower time. Oh, much needed.
Wake up on the daily sweet and bitter.
The business class lounge at Doha, like Qatar with Qatar Airways, is insane. They have a whole restaurant floor, which we're currently going to. So I'm currently on my layover in Doha and I'm doing work on my flights, but my main priority is on myself and this is something I believe I've spoken on in depth before, but as an entrepreneur, making sure that you yourself, like as a person, are doing well and are functioning well and are building momentum is equally, if not more important than focusing on your business. Because inherently, if you're doing well and you're productive and you're feeling fulfilled in your day-to-day and you're able to work for extended periods of time because you build a life that you enjoy and one that's productive for you, then your business inevitably is going to reap the rewards. So especially when you're a small entrepreneur, you really need to make sure you're getting yourself set. And something that I always do when entering like a work sprint, like a period of time where I'm just doing work or pretty much at the end of a trip, is pretty much what I call like a reevaluation. I mean, I do this pretty often, honestly. Like I think I did it like once a month, a reevaluation, but also I like to make a war map. And that's something I do at the beginning of a sprint. So I pretty much do these two things. A reevaluation is pretty much me just reevaluating my life and my business. Like I'll create a set of questions that I want to ask myself to kind of reflect upon, and then I answer those questions. So for instance, it could be like, what do I want my priorities to be or my focuses to be for the next couple months? Now, when I left college, I had like 5 main ones: e-commerce, personal brand, learning, networking, and then myself personally. And that was just like routines, going to the gym, etc. Another example of question would be like, what are my goals for next month? Or how can we improve with like X, like with whatever it is? And for the war map, it's pretty much just like a list of things to execute upon and to create a game plan. So pretty much I'll start with just brain dumping, like all the different things that I think I should be doing, all the different things I want to kind of implement within the business. For instance, like get Amazon running, increase our creative output to 3 creatives per day, and so forth. Just a massive list, like 5 pages of things. And then I'll go in, I'll categorize them, like pretty much break it into categories. Like one may be for e-commerce, break that down even further, like meta advertising, and then website, and then other things and so forth. Break it down, and then later I'll go in and create an actual action plan out of it, like dates and so forth. And then for like bigger kind of reevaluations or war maps, like for instance now or when I dropped out of school, I will pretty much combine the two into like a game plan. So this will contain like a lot of information, like what are my goals for the next few months, what are my routines on a daily and weekly basis, what are the actual outputs, for instance, put out 3 creatives a day, so forth. And then at the end, like you have this intensive document, what you need to be doing on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, and what your goals are. Pretty much just like a war map and a game plan to accomplishing whatever you want to accomplish. But it is incredibly helpful to have clarity on what you need to do and what your goals are, because it may take like a bit of time up front. Like right now I'm going to be spending a good amount of time just creating this, and that's time away from work I could be doing. However, now for next like month, 2 months, 3 months, I'm going to have very crystal clear clarity on what I need to be doing and what my goals are. So if I ever lose direction, I just look back on it. It's a little bit of an upfront cost, but I feel like it just pays off immensely as you just know exactly what you need to be doing, and you're very intentional. But also, this isn't something you just like do once and then set it and never touch it. I recommend revisiting it and adjusting it. Like once a week, for instance, you could revisit it and be like, was this routine best for me? Did I feel the most productive, or should I maybe test working a little bit less? Maybe going to the gym after lunch instead of after work. Just test different things, A/B test, and just continuously update it. And then eventually you're gonna find something that works best for you. You need to have a game plan for yourself, and highly recommend all of you to do it, especially if you're entering a sprint of just like work, which is what I'm doing. When I get home, I'm just going to be working for a month straight, just fully locked in until I have a family vacation. And like you could enter that with no plan, and I can guarantee you that you will not do as well as you would if you created a plan, because you're just going to be working aimlessly. Like you have a vague idea in your brain of what you want to accomplish, but you don't have it written down in concrete. But if you write it down and you have a game plan, you're going to go so much further, so much quicker. Anyways, really need to catch this flight. I've never seen this before. I'm currently flying back. I'm facing this way, but we are moving that way. All right, we're officially in Miami, kind of. A little bit north right now, staying with my grandparents, but absolutely beautiful views. Anyways, very tired, still jet lagged, but it's been a couple days since I landed, or like a day and a half. created the war map and have like pretty much a plan that I'm executing upon, but also just like slowly easing into work, because I found that sometimes when I return from a trip or just enter like a sprint, I have this kind of like trend of going way too hard the first few days and like working morning until sleep, and then I just cook myself. So kind of like limiting my working hours and prioritizing recovering and sleeping a lot, and not killing myself the first couple days. And also like my main goal right now for next couple days or few days is to just build momentum. Like I'm not expecting anything crazy right now, because I've like not been in the sort of day-to-day and like trenches per se, so I'm not able to think on such a high level. Like I noticed that when I'm out of the business for a bit, I'm not able to kind of think or execute as well, as like I'm not in the nitty-gritty. So right now I'm just focused on kind of catching up on everything and building the momentum, and I'm able to think and execute on a higher level as like I'm really in the business, rather than kind of being on like the sidelines. And something that I realized too is like I love travel, obviously, and I also like traveling and working, but I realized that it's not very practical, like kind of balancing the two and being gone for really extended periods of time. Because like when you're at home, when you're in one place, for me, in the US, in Miami, whatever it is, you have your routine, you have your setup, you have like all these things. But then when you travel, you're in a new environment, you're out of your routine, you don't have the comfy desk, chair, and monitors. Like it's just not optimal and practical. Now, like I think there is a right way to do it. I just haven't been doing it the right way. So I think in the future, it's either going to be one of two things. A, if I am going to do like long abroad lock-in trips, I'm going to be much more intentional about it, and like it's optimized for work if that is the goal. But also what I think might be better is to lock in the States, do my work here at my desk, and then take shorter but more dense trips with a different kind of goal. Instead of going there to try and balance work and travel, I think it's better if I work here, and then when I travel, go full in on traveling and have my days be packed. And my goal, to instead of being work, to be to unwind, be more creative, and just like kind of recharge. Because I think if you go for a few days, 5 days even, you could recharge a lot, you could see a lot of things and so forth, and you don't really lose that momentum. But if you're gone for 3 weeks, it feels like I've been out of the business. Like it really does. And I think it's bad for momentum. But anyways, I'm very tired. It's only like 8 p.m., but I think I'm about to sleep in a sec. That's it for this week. Appreciate you guys watching. As always, I'll see you guys next week. Peace.